Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I'll be going over some of my favorite passages from Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics while offering some commentary alongside them. This will serve those who might have wanted to give it a read but weren't sure if it was worth the time. This is the second part of a series in which I go over this specific work to provide you with some of the knowledge and understanding contained therein so that you may benefit from its contents without having to read it yourselves. Let's begin. Since acting unjustly does not necessarily imply being unjust, we must ask what sort of unjust acts imply that the doer is unjust with respects to each type of injustice, such as a thief, an adulterer, or a brigand. Surely the answer does not turn on the difference between these types. For a man might even lie with a woman, knowing who she was, but the origin of his act might be not deliberate choice, but passion. He acts unjustly then, but is not unjust, such as a man who is not a thief, yet stole, nor an adulterer, yet he committed adultery, and similarly in all other cases. A person that commits a certain action should not be judged as though it were a regular occurrence in respects to their character. As an example, a person that has stolen something is not necessarily a thief. Rather, the circumstances in which they find themselves in could account for this immoral action, as would be understood in the case of someone who is starving and decided to steal food, or someone who is sick and cannot afford the medicine needed, deciding instead to steal it. The act of theft is not a habitual characteristic of their character and has simply manifested itself given the extreme circumstances they find themselves in. This concept doesn't only apply in respects to immoral actions, but virtues as well. A person is not virtuous simply because, in a small number of occasions, they manifested signs of virtue. Rather, a virtuous person is one that habitually displays traits of virtue. Similarly, a person is not to be thought of as truthful simply because they have said the truth in a small number of occasions. If that were the case, then all people could be thought of as truthful. Rather, the truthful is he who consistently states the truth. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was known as the truthful one. To earn such a title among a people suggests that he habitually stated the truth, such that it became an identifiable aspect of his character. Evanus says, I say that habits but long practice, friend, but this becomes men's nature in the end. This can serve as a lesson as well. At times, we all commit actions we are not proud of and come to regret later on. This could be the case for committed sins, as well as certain character traits that we exhibit which we loathe, such as cowardice. This does not define who you are if it is not a habitual occurrence. The issue lies in examples where such occurrences are habitual. Then it is a defining aspect of your character, but do not fool yourself into thinking that there is no chance at redemption. That is hardly the case. For so long as you are alive, your story remains unfinished. The future you can be redefined in the present, and the character you embody upon death is the final objective version of yourself. You still have time. There is still a chance to change. Do not take this time for granted. Strive for that change now. If postponed, you unconsciously admit to yourself that your current condition is not urgently necessitating your will for change. It would not seem open to a man to disown his father, though a father may disown his son. Being in debt, he should repay, but there is nothing by doing which a son will have done the equivalent of what he has received, so that he is always in debt. But creditors can remit a debt, and a father can therefore do so too. At the same time, it is thought that presumably No one would repudiate a son who has not far gone in wickedness, for apart from natural friendship of father and son, it is human nature not to reject a son's assistance. But the son, if he is wicked, will naturally avoid aiding his father, or not be zealous about it, for most people wish to get benefits but avoid doing them as a thing unprofitable. The good treatment of one's parents is a crucial part of Islam, which is made clear in the Quran. And your Lord has decreed that you not worship except Him, and to parents good treatment, whether one or both of them reach old age while with you. Say not to them as much as "Uff," and do not repel them, but speak to them a noble word, and lower to them the wing of humility out of mercy, and say, My Lord, have mercy upon them, as they brought me up when I was small. As Aristotle points out, we are indebted to our parents to such a degree that it is impossible to repay them in full. The debt incurred isn't due to the labors they went through for our sake. Rather, it is due to the loss of their freedom that they have suffered as a result of having to rear us. And such freedom is priceless. Their lives, restricted by the great responsibility they shouldered by our birth, is something that demands recognition. They exchanged the greatest privilege they once possessed for our sake. A man asked the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, about the rights of parents upon their children. He replied that the parents are the heaven and hell for their children. Some might object to such teachings, suggesting that in certain circumstances the parents didn't live up to their responsibilities, or outright neglected them altogether, or, worse yet, were a detrimental force in respects to the child's development. But even in such circumstances, these teachings hold true. This serves as an opportunity to display a virtuous character. The actions themselves, being the good treatment of one's parents, is the good. It is not done in exchange for something. It serves not as a means to an end, but is the end itself. Acting as such under these circumstances is of benefit to the collective as well. A great multitude of people today do not want to have children, mainly because they perceive parenting as too burdensome due to their would be restricted freedom. Good treatment of one's parents is the best way to help alleviate the negative impressions these individuals possess concerning the responsibilities of parenthood. The image of parenthood has been rendered so precisely because of the absence of the good treatment of parents. They think of the potential child as a never ending expense, coupled with time draining responsibilities, and to top it all off, potentially welcoming a would be hostile force into not only society, but the family as well. To go through all this and to reap no benefit whatsoever is a great deterrent to wanting to become a parent. That image can be altered by the good treatment of one's parents. To become the source of protection for your parents as they were for you when you were defenseless. To become a source of stability for your parents as they once tried to provide you with stability when you needed it most. A point to always keep in mind is that your parents are just as fallible as you are. Do not judge them by comparing them to a fictionally perfect parent, just as you do not meet the standards of the fictionally perfect child. Be aware of this fallibility and do as the Quran says, lower the wing of humility out of mercy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. I'd be interested to read through your opinions. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.